Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum friends. Welcome back to Football Gupshup Watchalong. If you guys can see the camera right now, it should be on your screens. And one second, guys, let me get this camera right. I'm sure that you can see me right now. And there it is. Sorry if one second, guys. You can bear with me. And let me get the camera in a second. We'll be trying to get it back. And right now, sorry about this, guys. It's just that the camera just gave up on me, and I'm sure that you guys be looking at this. So there it is. So sorry, guys. Sorry about this. Once again, right now the England World Cup squad is going to be announced, and thank you very much for tuning in. There is a poll running right now, guys. If you can please do give in your opinion, and would love to tell us that who do you want as your right back. And I think that the biggest argument right now happening in this squad selection is of the right back question. We do know that most probably Alexander Arnold is going to be selected because Reece James is injured right now, as well as you've got the likes of Kyle Walker, who is coming back from the injury but hasn't got that much of play time. And we do have Walker Peters and Kieran Trippier. For me, I think that Alexander Arnold and Kieran Trippier should be the one. Those two are the perfect two right backs for England. We're going to come towards the left back question as well. And I'm sure that if you guys would notice that I did made one of my own squad. If you can go into the description below, we did this Football Cup England World Cup 2022 squad selection. You can check that episode out. What you can do is you can go at the end and you can see my final list over there. And there it is. And you can check the link, this one out. And the team that we selected was quite similar. And let me give you the team. It's right now on my screen. And if you can bear me a sec. So there you go. As you can see, sorry for the screen over there once more. And let me remove this camera over here right now so that you guys are not bamboozled over there. So the goalkeeper, I selected Jordan Pickford, Aaron Ramsdale, Nick Pope. Those were my three goalkeepers. For defenders, it was Trippier, Alexander Arnold, and I think those two are the perfect players for the right back position. For the left back, at that time I didn't know that Chilwell was injured, but then later we found out that Chilwell was injured. So I did selected him when I did this episode. At that time, I wasn't aware that he was injured, and he got injured afterwards after this episode. So Luke Shaw and Ben Chilwell were my left backs. So now because Chilwell is not going to play, we're going to go back on that left back position, and I'm going to add another person in that list. And Tomori was the one, Cody as well as Tarkowski and Konsa alongside Ben White. Those were my defenders, and I think that based on form and based on who is playing good, I think those would be my defenders. Now about the left back position, I would take Justin, who plays for Leicester City, and I think he would be the perfect left back covered for Luke Shaw. So for me, if Chilwell isn't going, then Justin should be the one who should be going instead of any other candidates. Now looking at midfielders, I selected Declan Rice, Jude Bellingham, as well as I also selected Harvey Elliott. And I think Harvey Elliott is playing really good for Liverpool. I think he will be the perfect midfielder for England. So I selected him. And then I also selected Jordan Henderson. His experience would be much needed. And then I also selected James Maddison. I think James Maddison is a much better call than Mason Mount. No disrespect to Chelsea fans. I think Mason Mount isn't playing good this season. Whereas Maddison, who has been exceptionally good, and I think he should be the one who should be going to Qatar. Whereas the other player which I added was Curtis Jones. In terms of putting in as a cover, I think he has got the pace, tenacity, as well as sheer power in terms of battling. So I think that one is a good call for me. Curtis Jones, he will get the experience, and if he's called upon, he will be a perfect substitution for the likes of Jude Bellingham or even for the likes of Harvey Elliott. So Curtis Jones is the one. And now going to the forward lineup, I have selected Harry Kane, and the person who I've selected as cover for him is Ivan Toney. So I think that Toney should be selected for that substitute role. In case if Harry Kane gets injured, then I think Ivan Toney would be the perfect replacement. He could play as that false number 9 who could play in his wingers, who could put that ball into that empty space. And you can have the likes of Phil Foden or the likes of Jack Grealish trying to go out on the left hand side and try to penetrate the opposition box. And I think that England in this tournament, they need to really use their strength, and their strength is their pace, their attacking forwards such as Phil Foden, Jack Grealish, the likes of Saka, the likes of Sterling. They've got enough pace to beat any defender in the world. And I think that's the reason why I would be selecting Tony. I was in the mix between Wilson and Ivan Tony, but Wilson is very different to Tony, and Tony has many other dimensions to his game. And for me, I think he's a perfect replacement for Harry Kane if Harry Kane needs his. I do know that he's the captain of the team, but let's say if he gets injured, or let's say if England needs something to chase a goal or something like that, and you need to add another forward, I think then Harry Kane might have to be substituted, and then Ivan Tony could really put in those long shares where he could make those run-ins and could be a really more physical kind of a striker. So that is why I've selected Ivan Tony rather than Callum Wilson. Wilson is much more different to Ivan Tony. Wilson is much more of a finisher. So for me, Tony gets the edge. And then going forward, Raheem Sterling is the one who I've selected, who will be sharing his position with Saka on that right wing position. Whereas for the left wing, I've selected Phil Foden and Jack Grealish. So that is the wing covers, but I selected one more person, and that is Harvey Barnes. And Harvey Barnes, I think, will be very good in terms of producing what we would want to have, that X factor, because he has that element of scoring goals. I do know that Gerard Bowen is a very good shout, but I think that he isn't in a good form, and I think he would be a very good candidate for Euro 2024. But right now in this World Cup, I do think so that you need a player who's in a very good form and in a very good touch, and Harvey Barnes is that player. So instead of Gerard Bowen, I've gone for Harvey Barnes, and that is my 26-man squad. But we're gonna wait for Gareth Southgate, what his squad is gonna be like, and we're gonna discuss it over here. And I'm sure that you guys will be waiting for it quite eagerly. So right now you can see we are just gonna wait, and it's just 10 minutes remaining, and the squad is gonna be announced soon. Guys, in the meanwhile, please do subscribe to Football Gupshup. And if you want to know what Football Gupshup is all about, you can check out the trailer. There's a trailer link in the description below. And as well as you can check out the episode that we did for the World Cup Qatar 2022 squad. You can go and check that episode out as well. So I'm just waiting for, we are in the studios right now, and I can see I think it is Sherwood, Tim Sherwood as well is present there. So let's see what is going to happen. So it's going to be quite interesting to see. Guys, give in your prediction. Who do you think is going to be in your 26-man squad? And I'm sure that you guys will be eager to find out. It's going to be quite interesting to see. And let's see who is going to be in the squad. It's going to be quite interesting. And right now, looking at this, right. It's going to be very interesting to see. 10 minutes to go. So let me give you an update. 10 minutes to go right now to go for Southgate to announce his 26-man squad. It's going to be very interesting to see. So, guys, keep on subscribing, keep on giving your votes. Who should be the right backs for England? Alexander Arnold and Trippier for me. So far, it's quite equal between Kyle Walker and Trippier. Guys, you need to give in your votes before there is a squad announcement. I would want to know your guys' opinion before we hear what Gareth Southgate has to say about his selection. So I'm sure that he will have to give his description, that what he thinks about the squad, why has he selected those 26 men, and why does he think that is a perfect group for him who can go and win the World Cup. Remember, I do know that everybody's selecting Brazil as favorites to win the World Cup. Somebody's selecting Argentina, somebody's selecting the likes of France, and I do know that everybody thinks logically, everybody thinks in terms of technical prospects. Like, for example, if you do come up with a tough opposition, England will definitely meet one of the tougher opponents either in the quarterfinal, and in second round it will be either Senegal or it could be anybody as Netherlands as well. So England could find a tough opponent in the second round, but for sure England are going to find a tough opponent in the quarterfinal, then in the semi-final, and of course in the final as well. So just before that, I would want to know your opinion, guys. Keep on giving your votes. Kyle Walker or Kieran Trippier. So far, Kieran Trippier with 33% of votes, Kyle Walker with 22%. So this is going to be very interesting to see what you guys think about this. And I'm sure that you guys' opinion is going to matter a lot. So guys, please do keep on subscribing and keep on giving your votes. It'll be very nice and really appreciative that you guys can let me know in your thoughts. So right now we're just gonna wait for Gareth Southgate to come up and announce his squad. Right now, looking at right. So this is going to be Gareth Southgate's third major tournament in charge of England. He was appointed in November 2016. The 52-year-old speared three Lions to the semi-finals of 2018 World Cup and the final of Euro 2020. So that means he has a very good record in the major tournaments. Whereas in 76 matches he has been in charge of the national team. Southgate has won 46 and drawn 17, whereas he has lost 13. So let's see what is going to happen. Guys, what do you think about Dan Burn? Do you think Dan Burn should be a selection for England? I do know that he's playing for Newcastle United. He's playing pretty good, and it's a really a tough call. I think instead of Tarkowski, I would take Dan Burn, and I would I would take Cody and Dan Burn, but then it's a you could say either you could go for Tarkowski or either you could go for Burn. But Burn, remember, he could play as a left back as well. So he has got that left foot. He's tall as well, and he's quite physical. So I wouldn't mind taking Dan Burn in. I was reading in one article that he could be a very strong name, which could come as a surprise in the squad. So let's see what is going to happen. And I think that James Madison is a must. So for me, James Madison is a must. What I'm going to do is I'm going to be closing this poll and I'm going to be bringing out a new poll and I'll be asking a new question. So I'm just going to give another minute and I'm going to be starting a new poll just before there is the squad announcement and we can find out what you guys think, who should be going to the World Cup. And it's going to be pretty important to find out from you guys. Keep on voting right now, guys. I'm going to keep this poll for another minute and then I'm going to be bringing out a new poll. It's going to be really exciting to see what you guys think and make of that. Right now, we're just going to wait and see what is the 26-man squad going to be like. We are going to see right now. So it's going to be quite interesting. 5 minutes remaining. 5 minutes remaining right now, guys. So guys, I'll be closing this poll right now. And based on this, 38% number of votes in for Alexander Arnold. And it has been 37% and 37% for Kieran Trippier. So clearly they are winning this poll. So that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to be ending this poll right here. And a new poll is going to come up right now. And I'm going to ask you this. Who should be on the plane for Qatar 2022? This is going to be interesting. Now, what is going to come up in front of your screen? And guys, do let me know what you make of this. And this is a good question. What do you make of this, guys? Right. There it is, guys. It's coming on your screens now. You have to select one, and this poll is right here. Who should be on the plane for Qatar 2022? James Madison, Mason Mount, or Conor Gallagher? Please do let me know by giving your votes in. And there's a new poll running right now. Please do give in your votes. It'll be very nice if you guys can give me your votes right now. We're trying to find out who do you think is for sure for you guys to be on the plane for Qatar 2022 out of these three. Please let me know. It has to be one of them. And please do let me know who it's going to be for you guys. Is it Mason Mount? Is it Gallagher? Is it James Madison? So I would love to find out what you guys think about this. In the meanwhile, guys, please do subscribe to Football Gupshup. We will be doing the World Cup on this channel over here, and we do all kind of watch along. We do Europa League, we do Champions League, we do Premier League, and for certainly we'll be doing the World Cup. So I'm sure that you guys will be tuning in for that tournament. So please do subscribe if you don't want to miss out on anything. So Tamori didn't make it. Is it true? We are waiting for it. Is it true? How come is that the case? Is he injured or something, Brajesh? Do you think that he's injured or what? What is the reason he didn't make it? Is there any leak right now? We're just gonna wait and see. 2 minutes to go right now, guys. 2 minutes to go. And 2 minutes to go right now. 2 minutes to go. 2 minutes remaining. It's getting very exciting, and let's see who is going to be. So James Madison getting most number of votes, 89%. Mason Mount 11%. Conor Gallagher getting no votes over there so far. So guys, keep on giving your votes. Who do you think should be on the plane for Qatar 2022? Mason Mount, James Madison, or Conor Gallagher? Remember, it has to be only one. So please do give in your votes. Romano recently confirmed no Tomori, no Tammy. I think that's going to be a big mistake. Taking if they don't take Tomori, it's going to be a big mistake. I don't understand for the reason why he's not taking Tomori. I think it's going to fall on his face, and Southgate shouldn't do that. I think he should have been taking Tomori over there. He needs a defender such as Tomori, and it's going to be a big mistake if he doesn't. So let's see what is going to be the case. We're just going to wait and see. It's going to be quite interesting, guys. Just hold on, and the squad announcement is just going to happen in a minute. So thank you, Pradesh. Thank you very much. Guys, please do subscribe to Football Gupshup. We are really trying our best to grow the channel. So please, guys, please do subscribe. We are really trying our best to grow this platform. So please do subscribe. And it will be very nice and appreciative that if you guys can please subscribe to Football Gupshup. Callum Wilson in, Ben White in, Madison in as per sources. Let's see. It's going to be quite interesting to see right now the World Cup squad. So Conor Gallagher is inside the squad, reports the Telegraph. It's all rumors. We're just going to wait for the official. It might be true. So Conor Gallagher has been included in the squad, reports the Telegraph. So that is the news coming in right now. So there it is. Chelsea midfielder Conor Gallagher has been included in the squad, reports the Telegraph. So let's see if that is true. And we're just going to wait and see what is going to happen. It's going to be really interesting. So let's see what is going to happen. All right, the squad has been announced, guys, and the squad has been announced, and it's going to be coming on your screens. And right now I'm going to be giving you the goalkeepers first. So it is Jordan Pickford, Aaron Ramsdale, and Nick Pope as for the goalkeepers. Right now we're going to do the defenders, and we're going to do the defenders right now. Defenders are coming in. So there it is. Kieran Trippier, Alexander Arnold, as usual. Kyle Walker has been selected. Benjamin White. Harry Maguire has been selected, guys. Harry Maguire has been selected. And right now, we are going to have the other half of the defense coming in right now. John Stones, Eric Dyer, Connor Cody, who is on loan from Wolves, has been selected. So Connor Cody has been selected. So has been Eric Dyer and Luke Shaw from Manchester United. So that is the defense. We're going to discuss it right now. We're going to go towards the midfielders. And right now, the midfielders are coming in right now. If you can bear me a sec, midfielders coming in right now. Declan Rice, Jude Bellingham. Calvin Phillips has been selected, guys. Calvin Phillips has been selected. Jordan Henderson, Conor Gallagher, and Mason Mount. So Mason Mount has been selected. Let's see what has happened in the forward line. I haven't seen it yet. I'm just waiting for it. James Madison has been selected, guys. James Madison has been selected, and he has been selected. So there you go, guys. James Madison has been selected, and this is coming in right now. So James Madison has been selected. So Harry Kane, Callum Wilson, Marcus Rashford, Raheem Sterling, Saka, Phil Foden, Jack Grealish, James Madison have been selected as forwards. So that means no Tony, no Abraham, and that means this is, so that means Harry Kane has gonna have Callum Wilson as the equal replacement. Marcus Rashford could play on the wing, could play as a striker, so he gets selected. So Raheem Sterling, as usual, Saka as well, Phil Foden, Jack Grealish, and James Madison. That is interesting. That is an interesting selection. Now, for me, I don't understand the reason why they've chosen Mason Mount and Gallagher as well. Uh, I think Harvey Elliott should have been chosen over there, and they haven't gone for that. They have gone for Gallagher and Mason Mount. So that is something they've selected. John Stones and Eric Dyer. I still think that they could have gone for something else. And looking at this team, they have gone for Kyle Walker. Now, Kyle Walker and Calvin Phillips are going to be having a big debate. Now, should have been they selected by Gareth Southgate. Now, this is something completely different. I wasn't expecting this. And it's quite funny that they have selected in this one. So that means Jordan Pickford and Nick Pope, Ramsdale, Alexander Arnold, Cody, Eric Dyer, Harry Maguire, Luke Shaw, John Stones, Kieran Trippier, Kyle Walker, Ben White. So who starts as your two first centre backs? Are they going to go for Connor Cody and Harry Maguire? Are they going to go for Harry Maguire and John Stones? Now that is something maybe Gareth Southgate would want to play with three centre backs. So would it mean that it would be Kyle Walker alongside Stones and Harry Maguire, and then they can choose as Alexander Arnold as the right wing back and Luke Shaw as the left wing back, and then they can choose two midfielders in the center such as Declan Rice, Jude Bellingham, and having three forwards playing up front with Harry Kane, Phil Foden, and Raheem Sterling. So that might be the case. I think Gareth Southgate has been a little bit too cautious on this. I think that no Tomori, so that is some bad news. I think he should have gone for Tomori, and for some reason he hasn't. And now, based on the rating, let me see what do I think about the goalkeeper selection. Lord Maguire and John Stones, exactly. So, looking at the goalkeeper rating, I'm gonna give it 10 out of 10. And looking at defense selection, I would be I'm not happy with the defense, to be quite honest with you. Alexander Arnold. So let's see how many defenders did he choose? About nine of them. So Alexander Arnold is correct. Cody is correct. Dyer is not correct. Harry Maguire not correct. Luke Shaw correct. John Stones. I would want to give him correct, but he does have many errors in him. So no correction over there. I'm gonna give Kieran Trippier a correct one. Kyle Walker, I don't think so. Ben White, I'm gonna give it correct. So 5 out of 9. That means it is gonna be 5 out of 10 for me. So 5 out of 10 for me in terms of selection. Now we're gonna go towards the midfield and let's see what that selection rating is. Right, Jude Bellingham. We got Gallagher. I would go for it. Jordan Henderson, that is correct. Mason Mount, no. Calvin Phillips, I could give in that one, even though he hasn't played any game, as well as Declan Rice. So, all right, okay. Other than Mason Mount, I would give it okay, and I would say it would be 8 out of 10. So 8 out of 10. Still, it could have been better, but 8 out of 10 for midfield. So let's see what are we going to give for the forwards. So that is going to be quite interesting one because I'm not satisfied with what I'm seeing with the forwards over here, and I'm disappointed right now. Phil Foden, that's okay. How many forwards has he selected? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 forwards have been selected. Right. Phil Foden, correct. Jack Grealish, correct. Harry Kane, correct. That's 3. Madison, correct. That's 4. Although he could have replaced Mason Mount and put Madison in over there, and he could have taken the likes of Ivan Toney or maybe somebody else. So anyway, that's his problem. So I'm gonna give Madison a correct one. Rashford, I don't think so. Saka, that is correct. Raheem Sterling, that is correct. Callum Wilson, I would give him so, but I would still go for Ivan Toney, but that's me. I do think that if there was another room, then Wilson and Ivan Toney should have been there. So I would give this about 7 out of 10. So I would give this 7 out of 10. I'm not happy with one or two names. So I would give this 7 out of 10. And believe me, guys, I was looking for more. And for some reason, it doesn't work for me. I think that it should have been a little bit more by Gareth Southgate. And so Conor Gallagher has been named in England 26-man squad. Callum Wilson as well. Instead, the likes of Ivan Toney, Tammy Abraham, and Jadon Sancho all missing out. Ben White has been named, so has been Alexander Arnold. So uh, I still think that overall, if I want to give it an overall, so let me see what can I give it to an overall selection over here. I would give it. So if I would total this, and I would get about 15, that is 30 out of 40, and that wouldn't be a good marking, and I still think that it could have been a much better grading. It could have been a much better grading. So based on this, I would be giving at least a minimum of, in terms of grading, I would say based on selection, C, C minus. Yeah, grade for Gareth Southgate 26-man squad. I would give it minus C. Uh, I think minus C would be my fair grading because I think that he has gone wrong somewhere. And in defense, he has completely gone wrong. I think that it's a very poor selection. Eric Dyer, no for me. Harry Maguire, no for me. Kyle Walker, no for me. John Stones, no for me, has got many errors. And he could have got better replacement instead of these names. For me, I think that what he should have done was, for Eric Dyer, he could have gone. Uh, Let me have a look. For Eric Dyer, he could have gone for. That's a very poor. That's a very poor. I think for Eric Dyer, he could have gone for the likes of Tomori. So for me, it's quite simple. For Dyer, he should have selected Tomori over there. Let me give it to you over here, guys. Who do I think should have been named instead of these names? And I think that Tomori should have been named in for Dyer. Now for Maguire, I would go for Burn. He has been playing very good for Newcastle United. So for me, I would have selected Burn instead of Maguire. Uh, it's very poor what I'm looking at this right now. Instead of Kyle Walker, I would have gone for Justin of Leicester City. That's what I would have done. Justin of Leicester City. That's what would I've done. And it's really poor. Like looking at this is so poor. And right now, the last name which I can see on that defense list, Stones. And instead of Stones, I would have gone in for. I think it would have been quite different. And for me, it would have been Tarkowski. So I would have gone for Tarkowski, but it's so that's what I think, guys. That's what I think. And this would have been my changes for defense. I just put it over there. So instead of Dyer, I would have taken Tomori. Instead of Maguire, I would have taken Byrne from Newcastle United. Instead of Walker, I would have taken Justin from Leicester City. Instead of Stones, I would have taken Tarkowski. That is me. That is what I would have done. And I think the defense is so poor. And for the first time, I'm gonna really worry for England when they will be going in this major tournament. So that is my change. And for midfield, I think for Mason Mount, I think that what he should have done was he should have gone for somebody else, and I think it should have been Elliot. That's what I think. Instead of Mason Mount, he should have gone for Elliot from Liverpool. That is my perspective. That's what I think. And now looking at forwards, what he should have done over there, I think in forwards, I'm gonna come towards Rashford. I think Rashford shouldn't have been selected. So instead of Rashford, what he should have done there was he should have gone for somebody else. And for me, it was Harvey Barnes from Leicester City. That's who I think who should have gone on that plane. So instead of Rashford, it should have been Barnes. And looking at the other name, which I completely think that okay, it could have been anybody else, but I do understand. I wouldn't mind. But instead of Wilson, I would have gone for Tony. That is what I think. That would have been my changes. So these seven names, if you can see it on the list in the chat box. And for me, I think that these seven names should have gone instead of Dyer, Maguire, Walker, Stones, Mason Mount, Rashford, and Wilson. And I think Gareth Southgate has made a big mistake in terms of this. So anyway, so for me, it is a minus C. Once again, I'm going to give it a rating, and I will be emphasizing once more that not a good selection, not a very good selection. I still think that they should have selected these men. So for me, instead of Dyer, Maguire, Walker, Stones, Mount, Rashford, Wilson, uh, I think this is a very poor selection by Gareth Southgate. And right now, you can clearly see that I'm not happy with this one. And Southgate should have hired, should have taken Tomori, Burn, Justin, Tarkowski. So remember, guys, World Cup is in 10 days, and remember, we will be doing the World Cup on Football Gupshup. It will be very nice if you guys can please subscribe to Football Gupshup. We will be covering the whole tournament on this channel, and I'm sure that you guys would love to know every single update in the tournament, any single goal, any single incident. We will be doing that on this channel, so please do subscribe. It'll be very nice if you guys can please subscribe. And right now, this is the changes that I would have made personally in this selection. So there it is. Instead of Dyer, Maguire, Walker, Stones, Mount, Rashford, and Wilson, he should have taken Tomori, Burn, Justin, Tarkowski, Elliot, Barnes, and Tony. That is what my perspective is. So once again, guys, I would be very appreciative that you guys have tuned in. So thank you very much, guys, for tuning in, and hopefully, I'll see you tonight. There is Aston Villa against Manchester United, so I'm sure that you'll be tuning in for the EFL Cup. And then on Saturday, we'll be having the Premier League action, so I'm sure that you'll be tuning in. So, once again, guys, we have seen what the World Cup squad looks like. And thank you very much for tuning in, guys. And there it is. The World Cup squad has been announced. And it's quite, I'm not happy with the squad announcement. If I have to give the rating, I would have given it minus C. And that is me. That's what I think. Uh, not a good selection by Gareth Southgate. But anyway, that is me. So once again, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. Please do subscribe to Football Gupshup. And I'll see you tonight for Aston Villa against Manchester United. Thank you very much for tuning in. Have a nice one, guys. Take care. Thank you very much. Bye bye.